My name is Peter Johnson. I live in Southeast Marietta, just outside the perimeter, and I'm a geologist. So I saw a PV heating and air van on my street. I needed some work done, and just went and introduced myself. Met the guys. Met Jason, one of the owners of the company, and was pleased with the interaction, and went back and looked them up and saw all the 5-star reviews, and the rest is history. Well, I lived at the time in an older house, 1930s bungalow. I've got asthma. My wife was pregnant and was just concerned and wanted the best air quality for myself, but also my wife and future kids. So the owner of the company and several other employees came and actually met at my house, and we walked in the crawl space in the house, and they recommended an ERV, which brings in fresh air to the house and takes out old air from the house. But they also recommended a HEPA filter, and you can add sensors to your cell phone that lets you know VOCs in the house, CO2 levels, and that ERV will trigger and bring in more fresh air. It's a pretty neat system, and they recommended both. And since then, my air quality in my old home, but also I just moved, and they've done work here as well. They brought that old system here, and it's working great. I just feel better for myself having asthma, but also my 2 little boys and my wife and my dog. Without hesitation, yes, I would recommend PV Heating Air to anybody. If you want a company that's super knowledgeable about indoor air quality, building science, reasonable prices, but also one thing that is important to me too is communication. And it's usually within a matter of 30 minutes that I hear back from somebody. They've clearly gone the extra mile in hiring their technicians. They're also really knowledgeable, super friendly. I'd recommend them to anybody. So we lived in an old 1930s bungalow, got all this equipment, got an ERV, HEPA system from PV Heating and Air, along with the sensors in the crawl space and in the air, or in the main part of the home. And about 8 months later or 10 months later, we moved. So I called PV Heating and Air and spoke with the owner, and he worked with us to move that equipment that we had just purchased to our new home. And so now we have the ERV and the HEPA. So taking that apart from the old house and putting it in the new house, the vents are all different, but they were able to do it in a matter of days. And throughout the process, the communication was really awesome. All right, the ERV and the HEPA are down in the basement here. Follow me. This is the ERV control panel to where I can change, do I want it cycling 100% of the time, every 20 minutes, turbo mode if you're cooking, Thanksgiving turkey and things go wrong. You can bring in a lot more fresh air and take out the turkey smell in the house. Or the fish, whatever you're cooking. And they were able to squeeze the units between our existing units here, but the technicians that came out were pretty incredible. I don't know how they did it, but this is the HEPA system, whole house HEPA, and it actually brings in air. They hooked up the ducts from the main unit of the main floor of the house, and it cycles through and goes in and goes back through to the main level of the house, because that's where we spend most of our time. And the ERV is right here, and it's actually super quiet. It's running now, but it brings in fresh air from the outside, goes through. There's 2 small HEPA filters actually that it goes through, and then discharges back through, cycles back through this floor actually, and the main level of the house. So yeah, it's kind of complex. There's 4 entry points here, and they hooked it all up, and the techs did a great job, and they did this I think in a day. There's electrical ductwork that has to be done, but it was a great team, great communication, easy, and I mean it's running now and I can barely hear it. So I never thought I would be recommending an HVAC company. But here I am, PV Heating and Air, since we've been working together for I think 7 years, 6 or 7 years now. They've done a lot of air quality work at our old house. We just moved to a different house, and I have a feeling that I'm going to be working with them for a while. I've already been in contact with the owner about a new system that I think we need to be installed, and he's always great. He and his team are great with the communication, reasonably priced. So I have a feeling I'll be working with PV Heating and Air for a long time.